I've had such an interesting week. The post-fight blues set in on Sunday, right? International Fight Week. There's something to do all weekend long. It's this special thing, and then you kind of feel this little bit of a down. If you're a big fight fan, you feel this little bit of a down. On Sunday, it's a travel day. Everybody in our industry travels that day. Everybody that fought travels that day. And some people are easy like me. I'm an hour and 48-minute flight away. But other people came from a different country. It takes them 18 hours to get home, and then they've got jet lag. It's a thing. Sundays are off. It's a thing in MMA. But then, largely due to Ariel Helwani, Monday is a major media day. And I will just share with you that I have enjoyed all week noticing the marketing behind Ilia Topuria is potential superstar to Conor McGregor status and potentially the best fighter that we've seen. I believe today's era to be the most difficult era that we've ever seen. I believe if you were to argue 93 when we started, or even 2003, once Dana White was involved, I think that you are really reducing the evolution and dedication and hard work of the athletes that participate in the sport. I don't think last year was as hard as this year. I don't think 5 years ago was as hard as last year. The guys that are getting signed and the talent that is coming in, the skills that we're seeing on display. Okay, I think I've proved my point, but here's the deal with Ilia. Okay? Because there's a debate and a discussion right now, but there wouldn't be had we done paperwork differently. Let me give you a riddle. You'll think this is a riddle. Let me tell you a true story, and it will boggle your mind unless you know the story. But I am not joking. Every one of these statements is meant to be very literal and factual. Colby Covington was the clearest #1 contender of any division in our sport, but could not fight for a world title. Colby Covington was the interim champion of the world who never lost and woke up one day and was no longer the interim champion. Colby Covington beat the sitting BMF champion in a 5-round contest and did not become BMF champion. There's no riddle. That happened. Okay, great. Let's talk about Ilia Topuria today, and not the punches and kicks. The order that the punches and kicks came in. Because for paperwork and clerical and administrative issues, we decided to hold Volkanovski Lopez prior to holding Topuria Oliveira. Because of that, Ilia is not a 2-division champion. Not because he was defeated, not because of lack of training, not because somebody showed they were better. Through paperwork, he is not a 2-division champion. Now, I have to bring that to you, and I must sidebar, I have a tremendous problem with the fact that he had 2 belts on Saturday. It might sound small, it's not. It's a big deal, and it's a big deal who handed him those belts. Because I believe, and I can't prove it, I don't know this, I believe the company handed him those belts. If he brought one with him, if he brought his 45-pound title, this conversation is mute, we're all cool in the gang. That's a weird thing to do, but if he did, we're cool in the gang. I don't think he did, because I didn't see him walk out with it. And I can't imagine he travels from Spain with a trophy from yesterday. I just can't really imagine that. I believe the UFC handed him 2 belts at the end of the night, which is wrong. He is not a double champion, but he could be. He didn't lose it. He's not. These things greatly matter. You're having a debate right now of how great Ilia is. I'm supporting that idea. Right now, if not for paperwork, he not only would be double champion, excuse me, guys, he would be the BMF champion. The UFC was wrong to hand him 2 belts if they in fact did that. But the reality of the story is that some bitch ought to have 3. He ought to have 3. He did everything needed to do to have 3. And I don't know if you understand it from that perspective. Imagine that picture. We see kickboxers that come out. My buddy Joe Schilling's won more damn belts. And there's this picture where Joe Schilling, he's got to hold his arms down like this. And they just, anywhere they can put a belt, they do. And then they got to put them around his waist. It's one of these things. And it's very cool. It's this very cool photograph. We don't have anything like that in MMA, but we could. We could right now. As a matter of fact, not only could we, I believe, and if they handed him those belts, then I'm vindicated and completely correct. I believe they regret it. Why would you hand him 2 belts if you're the one that stopped him from having the 2 belts? Just for example, it really was a mistake. It truly was a mistake. Whoever brought 2 belts and handed him 2 belts, of which, by the way, might be nobody. He might have had the other one. But I don't think so. Which in many ways, even if false marketing is an attempt to correct an error that we made, which was taking the damn thing off him in the first place. Not allowing him champ status. He is not a double champion. I hear that all the time. I hear you guys say, our media reports it. He is not a double champion. That is false. He is a 2-time champion. A 2-time champion, by the way, is equally as rare as a double champion. Just so you know, like there's not an insult in that, but there does appear that there's an acknowledgement that a mistake was made. And if you're going to attempt to correct or retell a story, that's very dangerous stuff, guys. Anytime in life, to try to rewrite the history books, that is very dangerous stuff. But if you're going to do it, go all the goddamn way and put the BMF strap on him too. Of which he should be. So now let me rework this story. Let me rework this story for how it should be. Ilia Topuria is undefeated. The 2 hardest divisions we have are 45 and 55, and I really don't know which one is harder. There's a very, very meaningful conversation. He is the champion of 140. Okay, let's start over. Ilia Topuria is undefeated. He is the 145-pound champion of the world. He is the 155-pound champion of the world. He is the BMF champion of the world. He's the number 1 current ranked fighter pound for pound. It's over. It's over. And there's just simply not an argument you can make. You wouldn't need more fights. You would not need to see him fight more times. He would have in this short period of time accomplished what has never been accomplished. But these 5 fingers aren't true. He gets to stay undefeated, and he's currently ranked number 1. That was a decision made administratively, but that's the way that our game is played. He is not the 45-pound champion. He is not the BMF champion. I'll fix my fingers here, but you got 3 things on the list. We've had other guys with 3 things on the list. We've had other guys that have done 3 really impressive things. We don't have anybody that's done 5. It's a clean sweep. There's nobody in the history of the rankings that was number 1 pound for pound. So let's throw everybody in the sport out. Let's just look at the guys that held the number 1 ranking, the greats of the greats, the St. Pierres, the Chael Sonnens, the Jon Joneses, the Islam Makhachevs, the Khabib Nurmagomedovs, the absolute elite, the Anderson Silvas, the absolute elite. Let's just look at them. And now let's draw a line through anybody that wasn't a simultaneous 2-division champion. In fact, we'll make it even harder. If you ever held a belt in 2 divisions, you get to stay. Otherwise, we got to draw a line through your name. So we just removed Khabib. We just removed Anderson Silva. Just for example, tough, very hard list. But now, let's circle the guy that's got a BMF title. And let's circle the guy that's completely undefeated. Ilia Topuria is not just doing something that's never been done before. He's had the order of events been done different, he would have achieved 5 things, 3 of which have never been done before.